An entire unit of the Portland Police Department has resigned after the indictment of a fellow officer. The city became the scene of unrest for months after the death of George Floyd. Prosecutors allege the officer used excessive and unlawful force against a protester in an incident caught on camera in August 2020.
The encounter caught on camera.
Officers are taking lawful action. Stay on the sidewalk.
A Portland police officer seen using his baton and shoving a woman to the ground, and then using the baton a second time, pushing her in the face.
I wasn't really aware of what was happening or like the pain that I was in until I was on the sidewalk.
This August 18th incident is what led Officer Corey Budworth to being indicted this week on misdemeanor assault charges. The district attorney emphasizing the need for consequences.
The integrity of our criminal justice system requires that we, as prosecutors, act as a mechanism for accountability. Public trust requires nothing less.
In response, about 50 members of the Police Bureau's Rapid Response Team resigned in solidarity. They'll still remain on the force to serve in other areas.
You know, if you put a human being through what they were put through, that takes a toll. I have to honor their perspective in this situation.
Portland police had an extremely difficult job last summer. Nowhere across the country did we see a sustained level of protesting against police misconduct as we saw in Oregon. Those officers part of a voluntary team that specializes in crowd control. Frequently encountering verbal taunts, but oftentimes rocks, Molotov cocktails, and other dangerous objects hurled at them. These videos posted from the police perspective last July. Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler sympathizing with the resigning officers. In a statement writing, "I want to acknowledge the toll this past year has taken on them and their families. They have worked long hours under difficult conditions."
It could happen again in these type of situations. Protests have been allowed to continue night after night after night. So there's a great series of events here where eventually, the officers say we're not punching bags.
A similar mass resignation took place last year in Buffalo, New York. 57 officers of its police department emergency response team resigned after 2 officers were suspended. After this disturbing video surfaced showing a 75-year-old protester being shoved to the ground. Now, we reached out to the police officer's lawyer but did not hear back. In the meantime, the Police Association is putting out a strong statement in support of the officer. It reads, quote, "The location of Officer Budworth's last baton push was accidental, not criminal. He faced a violent and chaotic, rapidly evolving situation." Now, what happens next isn't clear, but the mayor says he has the resources and personnel in place to deal with any community safety situation.